So lesson learned from the last launch, your girl's got a lot to do. So I'm feeling pretty productive. I may have underestimated exactly how much I need to do. How does that even work? This has just arrived. I know, exciting. Hold on, I need my hands for this. And the eyelet is too big. Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Luna. I'm an independently published fantasy author and small business owner. I make fantasy-inspired customizable reading journals called the Bookish Buddy and other bookish goodies. Last week's quests consisted of a bestie date, a trip to the garden centre with my mum, a new cricket, and lots of stickers. If you missed it, I will link last week's video below. This week's quests are mostly going to consist of preparing for the launch of the first physical Bookish Buddy, the Herbalist theme, and a small side quest to my favourite coffee shop and independent bookstore, Tipsy Books. So if that sounds like fun, then I would love for you to come along. Hello friends, it is Monday. Of course, this is where I always like to start my vlogs. It is a little bit later than I normally start them just because I had some corporate bits and pieces to do this morning, but that is all done now and it is now about 3:30, so I still have quite a few hours left of today to get some Bookish Buddy stuff done. So in case you've missed it, I have set the launch date for the first physical Bookish Buddy relaunch and the Herbalist theme, which is going to be the 27th of June, which is a Saturday. And it has dawned on me now just how much work I actually have to do for that. So I've got the physical journals to make, I've got some stickers and sticker sheets to make. I've started on those, but I still have quite a few more to make. I need to order my thank you cards and the bookmarks that I've designed, and then I need to print all the pages, inserts, and mini booklets to go in the traveller style journal. And then I need to take photos of everything and list everything. So lesson learned from the last launch that I did, I definitely can't list a bunch of products within an hour on both Etsy and my website. So I'm going to try and list them all ahead of time so that when it gets to midday on the 27th, I can just unhide everything and it'll all be available on my website and on Etsy. So the sooner I can get all of the stock and products made and photos taken and the listings written up, the better. Obviously, I don't want to rush anything because I want the quality to be there, but it's given me a little bit of a push and a little bit of a fire under my butt to say, you know, Luna, you need to really crack on over the next couple of weeks because I am still working my corporate job. So I'm going to be doing all of this alongside that, and I've got just over 2.5 weeks. So yeah, your girl's got a lot to do. So I think today what I'm going to focus on is getting some of the single pages printed and the smaller booklets for the traveller style journal, just so that I've got them ready to take photos of, and then I can start working on the wording for each listing. And I think, you know, a little bit at a time, slow and steady is what's going to do it for me, because if I leave it to the last minute, I'm going to end up making mistakes and feeling really stressed out, and I'd rather enjoy the first physical launch. And yeah, I don't think rushing is going to be the way forwards for that. So come with me while I get some printing done. I've managed to get the majority of the single pages printed, And I also managed to do one stack of the lined pages and one stack of the dotted pages. So I think I've got enough to start doing some photography. While the light is still good, I'm going to go upstairs and do some flat lay photography of each page, so that then when the sun goes down later, I can then still work on doing some of the listings. So I'm feeling pretty productive. I feel like I've achieved quite a lot. I'm going to go upstairs now and go and do the photos. Like I said, the light is still pretty good in the upstairs back room right now. So I'm going to go do that, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello friends, and happy Tuesday. It is now just gone 1 o'clock, and I am all finished with corporate for today. So I am ready to crack on with some serious Bookish Buddy goodness. I wrote a list yesterday after I'd printed out some of those pages and done the photography and everything. So I was getting a bit overwhelmed with the amount of things I still needed to do. And so I wrote a list of all the things I needed to photograph and list and make and print and things like that. And I may have underestimated exactly how much I need to do between now and the launch. So I've done a very long list, and I am going to work my way through it. But at this point, there are probably going to have to be some things that I take off the list and save for a future launch. So, for example, there was quite a few bundles I also wanted to do. So there were the individual pages for the ring binder version, and there were booklets for the traveler style. And then I was going to do like bundles as well, and they take quite a bit of time and effort to not only come up with, but also to photograph for the listings and to sort of come up with the descriptions and just figure them all out. And I just don't think I'm going to have enough time. So I think for now, I'm going to get all of the physical items photographed and listed once they're made, of course. And then I'm going to do all the individual pages and some of the more obvious bundles. And then the other sort of bundles and groups of things I'm going to have to just do a little bit later after the initial launch, because I just don't think I've got enough time. I've got about 2.5 weeks, and I have quite a lot of corporate work to do in that time as well. So without further ado, I'm going to crack on and get to printing and get to listing. I also need to figure out some sort of storage system, because I've started to accumulate quite a lot of product now, and I have absolutely nowhere to put it. At the moment, I'm just keeping sort of stacks of it in safe places so that I know where they are, but I'm really worried that things are going to start to get like damaged, or the pages are going to get crumpled or dirty or something like that. So I need a system. I don't have a huge amount of space in my house to put it, so I'm thinking I've seen some other small business creators who do similar products to me use those sort of little baskets, and they have card dividers so that you know which page or sticker sheet or what have you is in each little section. So I think I'm going to have to create something like that, which just adds to the list of things that I need to do in the next 2.5 weeks. So yeah, I'm going to get cracking. Hi friends, and happy Wednesday. It is my day off from corporate, which means I get to spend the whole day doing Bookish Buddy stuff. I have done my walk, I have done my yoga, I've had a shower, I'm all fresh and ready to go. So I'm going to make my way down to Tipsy Books for a couple of hours to see if I can just get into a really focused creative headspace. I've got about 3 pages left I need to design for the Herbalist launch, and then it's mostly just listings and listing photos and things like that, and then it's the physical stuff. So I have just had my delivery of the forest green faux leather, so I've got enough to now make all the Bookish Buddy sleeves that I want to make, but I think I want to get all the digital stuff done first. So come with me to Tipsy Books. happy Wednesday. So, just to give you all a little bit of an update, yesterday I went to Tipsy Books. I did not get quite as much done yesterday as I had hoped. I'm good friends with the owners and the staff in Tipsy Books, and we did chat quite a lot. I spoke to the owner about some business bits and pieces, and then one of the staff there is also an illustrator that I work with for my author business, and we were talking quite a bit about commissions and other author related stuff. So I actually didn't get as much done as I wanted to, and then I came home and my partner really wanted to spend some time with me, and I haven't spent a huge amount of time with her lately, so I felt like really bad. So I really wanted to spend some quality time with her because I feel like I've been neglecting her a bit lately. So I did that, and then I got to the end of the day and I was like, oops, I have not done anywhere near as much as I'd planned. So we have a lot to do. And I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of tasks that I have between now and the launch date on the 27th. But it's not outside of the realm of achievable. So I've broken it down this week, especially today and tomorrow. If I could do it today and tomorrow and then have the weekend for other stuff, that would be ideal. But today and tomorrow, and maybe to the end of the week if I need it, I really want to get everything that I have so far listed on Etsy and my website. So what I mean by that is I've got most of the single pages for the ring binder and the bundles for the ring binder printed and ready to go. So I want to get all of those listed. A few of them I still need to photograph, but most of them have photographs now. So it's literally just loading them up onto Etsy and Wix, and doing all the listing information and settings and things. So that's fine. After that, I need to finish off all of the physical products. So I need to make the actual Bookish Buddies. There's 3 more pages I need to design, 2 colouring pages and a challenge page, but I've already got the ideas for those. It's just a case of sitting down and drawing them. And then once the rest of the physical products are either made or have arrived, so like the bookmarks, they're coming from Vistaprint. When they arrive, they'll need to have photographs taken and upload the listings. So the remainder of this week is going to be focusing on listing things that I've already got and have photos for. Next week is going to be making the remaining things and listing those. Next weekend is a little bit of a write-off as it's my bestie's birthday on the Saturday and it's Father's Day and summer solstice on Sunday. So I've got plans both days, almost all day. So I'm going to have very little time next weekend to do anything Bookish Buddy related. So it's this week, this weekend, and next week. And then it's crunch time. And then it's the week before the launch. So I'm going to be super busy just checking all the listings and getting everything prepared. But it's manageable. We can do it. In other news, I did go to B&M yesterday, as you saw in the previous clips, and I did manage to get a storage solution for the individual pages. I purchased these little boxes, and I just think, first of all, I love them because they're green. You know, green is my color. And I just thought I could use some of the card that was the wrong color to go inside the Bookish Buddies. If I cut those in half, they'll make quite cute little dividers in there. And then I'll be able to put all of the single pages and the packlets and the packs of pages in there as well, and have it all just stored nicely so that nothing gets damaged. I went on my YouTube like creator app this morning, and I have now had 100 views on my account. So 100 people have come and watched my videos, or 100 of my videos have been. How does that even work? So I thought that was like a really cool little milestone. Like, obviously, I would love more views, but the first 100, that's a big first step. And I'm really, really excited about that. So thank you for everybody who's been watching my videos so far. And I'm glad that you're enjoying them. So as much as my brain is like, I really want to make all my dividers and organize these little boxes, that feels like a little bit of a side quest. I think main quest for right now and focus needs to be on getting as many of my listings up on Etsy and Wix as possible. I've done a little spreadsheet so I know all the things I need to list, whether or not I've got the product and or photographed it, and then whether or not I've listed it to Etsy and Wix. And I'm going through that spreadsheet today, and I'm going to get as much listed on both Etsy and my website as possible. If I could get it all done today and tomorrow, other than the things that I either don't have or haven't taken photos of yet, that would be amazing. That's not going to be super interesting for you guys to see, so I probably won't film much of that, but I will keep you posted on my progress. So something just happened. I don't know if I've explained this before or if I've shown you guys, but basically, I like to keep my corporate work and my Bookish Buddy author work separate. So the setup that you see here with these two monitors are for my corporate job. And when I'm doing my laptop or my iPad work for authoring or Bookish Buddy stuff, I usually don't sit here at this desk. I actually sit on the sofa so that Dexter can sit up with me because he is a bit of a mummy's boy and he really likes to be sat with me, and there's nowhere for him to sit here. And I've been using this really old, rickety little wheelie desk for ages, and it's basically broken. It's duct taped together. It squeaks like nobody's business, and it's the wrong sort of height and everything. And it wasn't very expensive. And because I've been putting in a lot more work with the Bookish Buddy stuff and the authoring stuff recently, it's just really taken a bit of a beating. And this has just arrived. This is actually a gift from my amazing partner, and she said that I deserved a better working table to be able to wheel around in the living room and sit with and do my work at. So I'm going to go on a little mini side quest and build my new work table. So come with me. Ta-da! So she opens out like this. I love that. Loads more compact. And I also really love that there's USB and regular plug here. So who knows? I can charge all my devices and everything. It's just way more compact. Oh, and there's this little shelf here for things. I absolutely freaking love it. This is going to be an absolute game changer. Friends, and happy Saturday. As you will have seen from the previous clips, yesterday wasn't a great day for me. I had a bit of a bad morning, and then by the time I got around to actually being able to do any Bookish Buddy stuff, I was in a bit of a grump, and so I didn't want to film myself, but I still wanted to get lots done, which I feel like I did. I got all of my listings done on Etsy, I got a load of printing done. I also managed to organise my little box that has all of the pages in, and yeah, I just feel like I locked in and got loads done. I've kind of caught up with myself now. I didn't film myself just because I like to keep this account positive and I didn't want to share my grumpiness with you, but I still wanted to show you what I was up to. So I hope that was okay. I'm feeling a lot better today and I have the whole weekend now to work on what I love, which is making these bookish buddies. And I'm just in a much better headspace today. So I've done all my morning routine, I've had a shower, I've done my yoga, I've walked the dog, I've done my meditations, I've done all the things, and now I'm ready to just crack on and do what I love. I have all day. It is a Saturday, so I have all day. And I have all day tomorrow as well. So I feel like now is a really good opportunity to just get a load more done, get really on top of things, and maybe even try and get a little bit ahead of schedule. Like I said, all of the Etsy listings are now done. The Wix listings on my website don't take as long just because the Etsy process is a bit more long-winded. So I think I can list everything on Wix fairly quickly. However, I've been sat at my laptop doing listings and listing photos, etc., quite a bit recently, and I'm really feeling the need to do something a little bit more hands-on, a little bit more creative. So today's plan is I want to do the final prototype for the ring binder version of the Bookish Buddy. And if that all goes well, which I think it will, because the main template for both the ring binder version and the traveler style journal are the same, and the elastic around the middle comes through the same place. It's just whether or not there's additional eyelets for elastic on the traveler's version or just the one eyelet if it's the ring binder version. They're the same template. So if it works for one, it should work for the other theoretically. But I want to just triple check before I start cutting into the real fabric and leather. So I'm going to do the prototype now. And then if that works, which I think it will, I'm going to start making some actual bookish buddies today. I know, exciting. Good morning, my friends, and happy Sunday. We are almost at the end of this video. I had a few conundrums yesterday, which is why I don't have any footage of what I actually did. I was making the prototype for the ring binder version of the Bookish Buddy. Hold on, I need my hands for this. So I got it all done, and the actual binder mechanism and everything fits in it perfectly. It looks exactly how I want it to look. However, I then put the elastic in because we still need the elastic to seal and secure the folder, and the eyelet is too big. So the knot just pops right out, and that's just useless. So we're pivoting again, and I've ordered another set of eyelets that are a slightly smaller size. On the normal size Bookish Buddy, it doesn't really matter so much because it's looped through multiple eyelets, so it's more secure. But on the ring binder version, it only has that one eyelet to go through because obviously there's nowhere else for the elastic to go. So yeah, I'm hoping the new size eyelets work better. They are coming today. I also discovered that I have this much interfacing left, which is what goes on the inside of each fabric, and then those are all sandwiched together with some Bonder web, and that's not even enough to do one piece of fabric with. So I've ordered some more of that, and hopefully that's going to come today as well, because I am determined to get a physical Bookish Buddy done this weekend. That was my goal. That is what we're trying to achieve this weekend. So that then I've got physical Bookish Buddies to actually put on my listings and show people, because we are less than 2 weeks away from the launch and I still don't have a physical journal to show anybody. So I can't really do much of the physical journal until the new eyelets and the interfacing arrive. I can cut some of the fabric to size. I'm really happy with the size of the prototypes, so I can cut some of the actual fabric, like the green faux leather and the custom print interior fabric, but I can't really do any like making until the interfacing and the eyelets turn up, so hopefully I can do that later today. This morning I need to tidy up my workstation because it's got a little bit out of control, and I'm going to make the little charms, the leaf charms that are going to go on the front of the journal, because I haven't made any of those yet. I'm also going to just do a little bit more designing. I've got a few more listing pages that I want to do, and I've still got the 2 colouring pages and the challenge page to make. I don't know what's wrong with Dexter, he just had like a little... Are you alright, bud? It's okay. Yeah, so I still have the 2 challenge pages, the 2 colouring pages to do and the challenge page. I don't think they're going to take a huge amount of time because, like I've already said, I've got those kind of drafted already. and then we'll see how it goes. But I really feel like this week has been a whole week of me saying it hasn't been my week or this hasn't gone to plan, and I'd really like some things to go to plan. If we could have plan like an on plan day, that would be really good. I'd really I'd really enjoy an on plan day. So I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to start my day by cleaning out my workspace. Okay, so I have tidied my desk up, I've made all the leaf charms, and I've cut some fabric. I can't really do any more physical Bookish Buddy stuff until the interfacing arrives or the new eyelets, and I've just had a delivery update to say that they're not arriving until later on this afternoon into early this evening. And I still need to edit and post this video, so I'm probably not going to be able to do that now for today's video. I apologise, but that does mean that we are going to have something to look forward to in next week's video, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And with that being said, I will end this video here. Thank you so much for coming along. If you've enjoyed yourself, please hit that like button and pop one of these emojis in the comments. So I think for the rest of the day, I'm probably just going to relax with Dexter on the sofa, and I'll probably get my iPad out on my nice new table and do some designing. If I do complete anything, I'll be sure to show you next week. In the meantime, I hope you have a magical rest of your week and that all your reads are 5 stars, and I will see you next time.